There's a whole planet of little living things right under your nose. You've never seen them before, but they know you quite well. Your skin is host to millions of different friends called skin flora, but the average person, actually knows very little about skin flora and how they impact our lives.
My name is Natalise Kalea Robinson. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Parallel Health.
My name is Nathan Brown, and I'm the Chief Science Officer with Parallel Health, and we're a skin microbiome company.
Natalise and Nathan, two curious minds, have been hard at work educating people about their skin and how it can impact the rest of their health. Their lab is bringing individualized skincare knowledge straight to the people and all their little microscopic friends. So, what really compelled the two of you to start Parallel Health?
Nathan and I started the company late last year in 2020. We were inspired by the vision of both personalized skincare and also genomic sequencing.
We want to build the consumer awareness of what bacteriophages are. We want everyone to know what these things are and what they can do for them and their health. And then we want people to learn more about their skin health and how it's related to the skin microbiome, how the bacteria and the yeast and the fungi, the viruses on their skin affect their skin health.
Genomic sequencing made it possible to take personalization to the next level. So when we saw that opportunity, we thought, this is where the future is going and people can really benefit. We can really actually change people's lives because a lot of products out there just in general have been sort of a one size fits all. And we're looking to really change that.
Could you tell us about the skin microbiome and how it's related to the Parallel Health research study?
So the skin microbiome is the community of bacteria and fungi like yeast, and viruses, and all the other microbes, protists, mites that live on your skin. And there's a lot of them. And all together throughout the span of your life, they make a big difference to your skin health. So they can lead to things like acne, or they can prevent the same problem. So currently we're conducting an IRB-approved study to learn about what the normal skin microbiome looks like. So we've got consent from up to 350 people to swab their skin in different areas, their forehead, their nose, their T-zone, their cheeks, their chin, and their armpits, which sounds strange, but there's a reason for all this, because each of these regions on your skin has different properties. So they're like different ecosystems on your skin. If we study all these, we can look at what's common on people's skin and how these different ecosystems have different types of bacteria on one person versus another. In addition, we're also able to isolate bacteria and then grow phages on them that can remove them later when we put them into products. So we can start targeting people's bad bacteria on their skin.
Wow, you're putting in a lot of hard work. But how are you planning to connect with the skincare community?
We're really aiming to really help kind of provide resources to our community, to provide kind of education. Like all of this technology and science is really novel, it's new. And so there's a lot of education that has to happen around the skin microbiome. A lot of brands are using the microbiome word, but no one really has explained what that is. And so what we look at our jobs as is to be that sort of bridge and to provide those answers. What is a skin microbiome? Why is it important? How does it affect your skin health? How does it affect other areas of health, like your mental health? And how is it connected to gut health? I mean, it's so complicated. And so we hope to be a resource for our community.
Natalise and Nathan get it. A healthy skin microbiome is really important. When your skin flora is in full bloom, it protects against infection, lessens inflammation, protects from UV rays, limits your exposure to allergens, and can even help with healing wounds. In fact, your skin microbiome is closely tied to your immune system. It's no wonder Natalise and Nathan are trying to get this information out to the masses. So, now we're curious. How will Parallel Health change the skincare industry?
One, most obviously, we want people to know about phages and what they can do for your skincare. We think it's a novel ingredient that's really going to have a huge impact. Two, we want to bring some transparency to the skincare industry with our skin microbiome test. So we want to make sure that we're held accountable to the highest standards and able to show the consumer with our own test that our products work. And we hope to be able to set kind of a new standard for the industry in that regard.
Now, what's some advice you can offer other aspiring entrepreneurs?
expect the unexpected and just be flexible, because your timeline's not going to go according to plan. It's all one big experiment and you don't know what's going to happen. So you kind of have to let go of control and kind of enjoy the process and not worry too much about what kind of life milestones you are hitting.
Stay strong in your convictions. So don't second guess yourself. If you have a vision, you have an idea, just go with it. Because prior to this, I have my background is not in biotech. So in my mind, I was like, I have no business doing this. So I asked a professor who I love and trust, and she's certainly a mentor. And she said, if not you, who? If not now, when?